Hello, Chance Holloway for JFM Consulting. Thank you for taking the time to watch our how-tos. This vid will cover the basics of the desktop. And if you look at my desktop at the moment, you'll see I have a couple of things on that when you bought your new computer didn't show. They're under the Finder preferences and they are off by default. Nothing on your desktop, which in my opinion is not the way to go. If you've been using Apple products for a really long time, you'll remember that most OSs that came out had them visible on the desktop. It's much easier in my opinion. So if you go to Preferences, Finder Preferences, Hard Disk Connected Servers, turn them all on, they show up on your desktop, and now you can go looking for things in a much easier fashion. So the next thing about desktop is Command J. If you hit Command J or pull down from View and go to Hide View Options, which will say Show View Options, you get a View Options pane and you get to do things with it like stack by and the sort or sort by or icon size. Very handy depending on how crowded your desktop is. Also, the size of the font. If you are a normal human being, you're probably at the default at 12. If you're having trouble seeing things and reading, you might want to take it up to 16. You can also move them to the side. I usually keep them on the bottom. You can show item info, which just takes up more real estate, in my opinion. And that was Command J for changing what your layout is on your desktop. And that can be very handy. And again, some people like to sort by name. I don't like keeping anything on the desktop. The more you have on your desktop, the slower the screen refresh. Mind you, it's very quick and you don't really see it, but it actually slows the computer down if you have 150 things sitting on your desktop, because it's constantly refreshing your desktop. So I wouldn't recommend that. You want to keep it minimalized, such as I have an alias on the desktop for ScreenFlow, which is what I'm working with at the moment for this recording. And if I double click on it, the alias, which is the same as a shortcut, it points back to the original folder, this being the original folder. If I hold the command button down and I click on it, it says where it is. It's in ScreenFlow, in Shared, in Users, in Macintosh hard drive, which is all part of the computer that I am using, which is a MacBook Pro. So if you want to find something in the format of the Finder, so some applications don't follow the way Apple wrote the code, and you can click on it with the command button and see where you are. And again, an alias, this can get thrown out and doesn't delete anything other than this alias, because it's just a pointer that shows you this folder. Alias and shortcut. PCs use shortcuts, Apple use aliases, same thing basically. And that's how you find where you are in a quick fashion if you've lost something. In this view, it's old school. It looks like this. That's what Apple used to look like. This is what PC used to look like. And the hi-hat symbol over here is your sort. If you sort that way, it's A to Z. And if you sort this way, it's Z to A, depending on how you want to use it. But also, you can add by clicking with the control button, click, say date added. And what's really handy about date added isn't it's off the screen for the moment. You want to click and drag it back over to the left. You can resize these by clicking and dragging. We see the icon change. It allows me to change the width dimension of what's going on here. But if you click on that name, that's how you sort. You can sort by any of these. But date added in particular, if you have it at the top, is very handy. Like if you're sorting your desktop or if you're looking at your desktop and you're trying to find something you just created and you have it set up with date added on it, at the top of the list will be the item you just created. So you can jump right to it. That can be very handy. You can go into this view, which is a stair-step process. It goes from right to left. This is in this, which is in this, which is in this, which is in this. In this view, you can see that we are using it to view thumbnails of items that or pictures that are collected in this folder and other folders. You could drop down another layer and continue. It's really handy if you want to delete things. Like, okay, I like this one, but I don't like this one. I want to delete it. I go Command Delete on the keyboard, and that'll throw it in the trash for you. Don't like this one, Command Delete in the trash. Don't like this one, Command Delete in the trash. It makes it easier for you to clear things out in this view. Go back to my normal way of working, which is either in the old PC view or in the Unix view, which is the stair-step method, again, right to left. And that is the basics of the desktop. We hope you found this information helpful. Please give us a thumbs up and share with your family and friends. Also, please send us an email to the email below so we can add you to our mailing list of new videos. Chance Holloway for JFM Consulting.